Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema. Today we're going to be talking about Renfield, now streaming on Peacock. You can find us at youtube.com/@rumandcinema. Subscribe to keep up to date with our newest episodes as we release them. And you can find us on TikTok at Rum and Cinema as well. Today I'm joined by my beautiful guests, Nate and Jake. Nate, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a complaint from the last podcast that we went off track from keeping along with the plot.
Oh, we're not doing that anymore.
Due to the anger of our arguments, so I'm gonna try to keep it under control this time.
Plots are optional at this point.
We were pretty bad about that last time.
Yeah, but it was fun.
I take the blame.
I thought it was fun.
Also, this time there won't be any arguments.
True. It's just a fun movie.
About that.
Uh-oh. It's already beginning.
Oh, yeah. Nate hates fun.
Nate hates fun. You guys just enjoyed this the whole time? Didn't think of the plot inconsistencies, did you?
I'm not going to argue with you when the movie clearly wants to be taken only at that level. So I'm not really going to be that upset about it.
But you'll try. And that's why we like it.
I got some issues.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, yeah. Jake?
Better than Iron Man 2.
100%. And 3.
I will fight you.
It's definitely better than Iron Man 3. You have to admit that.
Still no, actually.
Have you seen Shoot 'em Up?
Not just any movie. No, I don't think so.
It felt like Shoot 'em Up.
Okay.
Anyway. Iron Man 3 sucks. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing great, and part of it is due to this movie.
Yeah.
I actually loved this movie.
Hell yeah.
I liked the three leads. I think they all nailed it.
Yeah.
And I think they really brought home what was just kind of a fun, I don't know. It was a spectacle, but it wasn't like a Marvel spectacle, you know. It was like it was almost like a character showcase.
If you had pitched me the idea of this movie, I would have been like, nah, it's not going to work. But then the actors that they picked worked really well, like you said, and the overall vibe of the movie fit really well. Yeah. Didn't take itself too seriously, which I liked. So let's get into the review of the movie. Nate, you didn't like it. Why not?
I did like it. I'll say I liked all the characters. Okay, this is my one.
Oh wait, sorry, hang on. Let me do the intro. I forgot.
Ugh.
Let me do the intro.
Saucy.
This guy.
Renfield, a 2023 movie starring Nicholas Hoult, Nicolas Cage, and Awkwafina, is the modern monster tale of Dracula's loyal servant, Renfield. The tortured aide to history's most narcissistic boss is forced to procure his master's prey and do his every bidding, no matter how debased. But now, after centuries of servitude, Renfield is ready to see if there's life outside of the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. If only he can figure out how to end his codependency. Nate, why didn't you like this movie?
Are you writing these intros, or are you still ChatGPTing them?
It's still ChatGPT.
No, this is IMDb. This is the plot synopsis from IMDb.
It sounded more like IMDb because it used more buzzwords.
Yeah.
Oh, we're only we're a couple months off from IMDb generating.
Before I forget, have I showed this before?
No.
I got the movie mug.
Oh, that's sick. Box of chocolates.
There's
what
answers
a
on the
subtle
bottom.
way to cheat at games that we play.
Oh.
It would be me being looking at the answers on the bottom.
Wait, that could be
hold it down.
That could be a game for me and Nate. You give us the picture, and what we have to buzz in to figure out who.
Actually, that would work
good.
really well because they're all numbered. So you guys would just pick a number between 1 and whatever.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I like that. All right, save me a week of work at some point. Nate, why do you hate this
But we
movie?
can't play until I finish my coffee.
This movie was pretty good. I'll tell you what it was fun.
You got to sandwich it
with
with compliments.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was a spectacle, and the things that I didn't enjoy were when the movie slowed down and tried to take itself a little more seriously. I don't think it worked. I'm okay if the movie wants to slow down and take itself seriously, but I don't think those parts work. But it doesn't detract from the movie. It just throws little roadblocks in where I was like, why are we doing this exactly?
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah, that's true.
But other than that, it was fun. We are not settled between Taylor and I on whether the CGI was purposely bad or not. So I don't know if I can dink that or not.
I think it was.
I do too.
Okay.
The blood splatter and stuff. Yeah.
It was just the blood splatter. The heads knocking off, that was all fun and campy. but like the like Mortal Kombat esque Goro blood. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I think we'll get to the writers and the director of this, and I think it all makes sense once you find that out.
All right.
Also, it was not a high budget film.
No.
So was some of it stylistic choice? I think so. Was some of it, hey, we have this much money, we can't get the really good CGI, so maybe let's do it stylistically? I think also maybe that was part of it.
65
I would say they had to spend it all on Nicolas Cage, but I bet he did it cheap.
I think he's out of his tax burden era, so he might have actually had money for
I think
this.
he probably just did it because he was like, oh, I get to play Dracula? Hell yeah.
Dude, that is such a good cast.
This is one
he clearly loved it.
Yeah.
It's one of 3 characters that he said he always wanted to play.
Hell yeah. I'm glad we got to get him.
He knocked it out of the park.
He was so good. I remember, Jake, you saying that someone told you he was in there for like 10 minutes, and I was glad that was not right. Or did you say that?
It's still less than I wanted to. That's another minor complaint. I don't
recall that.
Okay.
So I don't think it was.
I remember somebody saying it, and I was like, "Oh, that's too bad." But he was in it more than I thought, which I think helped in my mind, thinking he was not going to be in it like hardly at all, and then seeing it, he wasn't in it that much, like maybe 15, 20 minutes on screen, but it was good.
Yeah,
he was really.
Yeah,
good.
he was in it less than I would have liked, which is a shame because I think the lead 3 are all amazing.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that he was the best.
Yeah. Yeah, Awkwafina was really good as the cop. She was like steadfast and funny when she needed to be. And Nicholas Hoult played Renfield really well. And I mean, come on, Nicolas Cage is Dracula. Like,
yeah.
Even Ben Schwartz as the little.
Oh yeah,
he was fun.
That was a fun little surprise.
Yeah,
it's always fun when Ben Schwartz just pops up.
Yeah. Hey guys.
I really like Awkwafina. I think she's funny. Mm-hmm. I've only seen her do like one character.
Yeah.
You know, and normally for me that's a critique, but I like that character and I'm not sick of it yet. So for now, great, keep it coming.
Yeah, she's really good in this. And I agree, like it's a I don't want to say one trick pony, but you know, it's a one note person.
Yeah. And it's like it's thus far. It's been like what, 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still early.
And because she's also not, or at least starting out she wasn't. I don't know. Now I'm not going to claim to know a lot about her career, but I believe she wasn't like an actress.
Right.
Right.
She's a comedian,
she was a rapper.
Yeah.
I thought she was a rapper.
I think both.
I gotta look at it.
A little bit of each.
American
but yeah, she didn't start as acting.
So, you know, I think okay, she rose to prominence in 2012 when her rap song My Vag became popular.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Wet Ass Pussy got some inspiration from that, I bet.
Yeah. But
go on about Awkwafina's vag. Continue.
You know, I think that's I'm trying to there's got to be like you know, Awkwafina bits.
Yeah.
I was looking to see if there's anything that looked serious that she was in, but not really.
She was in Shang-Chi,
She was
right?
in Crazy Rich Asians, but she was probably funny. Yeah, but she's like the comic buddy in that movie.
Yeah, she's
it is a similar. It's similar to the character in this movie.
Yeah, it's like Tiffany Haddish. When you see her, you're like, oh, she'll be funny. This will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you tell people to go see this movie?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's a fun time.
I said if you had told me it was a dumb action movie, I think I would have enjoyed it even more.
Yeah.
And again, I liked it, but like, yeah.
Well, so what do you think of the billing as a horror comedy?
What I thought, the only thing that like threw me a little was the pitch. If you had pitched this movie to me, I would have thought it would work because I really like the idea of like Renfield wanting to get out from under and it being like the trailer you see like the help group stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to focus more on like that conflict, and it was more action movie than I was expecting it to be. Like I take issue with it being billed as a horror comedy instead of like an action comedy.
Yeah,
there's not really that much horror, honestly. It's just, I mean, it's gore.
Well,
but like,
it's
funny. It's all played for laughs. There's no horror in this movie at all.
I think a horror comedy isn't something that's scary and funny. I think it's a comedy with like a horror setting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly, I think action is more appropriate. Like, I think it was an action.
But I feel
comedy.
like if you thought it was action comedy like Rush Hour, and then you see like how over the top everything was, it wouldn't feel as right. Where I feel like the horror essence of it, like if you think of like Nightmare on Elm Street, had like gallons of blood, and then you see this movie and there's gallons of blood, you're like, oh yeah, no, I expect this here, and it's Dracula.
Sure.
Like it's hard to be like Dracula won't be scary or menacing or whatever. But
Dracula
I mean, yeah,
wasn't scary.
if he was like just a
I
mafia
mean-
boss, it would have been like, oh yeah, it's an action comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on. No!
Some call me the Dark One, others the Lord of Death. To most, I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
So go see Renfield. And no, we're not going to just stop now. I'm just doing the YouTube outro. Go see Renfield. And we're going to keep talking about the plot here shortly. Follow us on YouTube. I don't know. Fucking whatever. Go, Jake.
I was going to lead us because I'm like, I feel like we're starting to get in that territory now where we're talking about the themes
Plot.
too much before the plot. Yeah.
On that note, in the early 20th century, Transylvanian vampire Count Dracula meets English lawyer R.M. Renfield. Renfield hopes to broker a deal for some land, and after proving to be a useful assistant, he ends up becoming Dracula's familia, allowing him to be immortal and gaining super strength and speed when he consumes bugs. That was a fun little thing. Is that like canon?
I was gonna ask. I know nothing about this.
I've never heard of that in any sort of
If not, it's
Dracula
hilarious.
lore.
Yeah.
Solid.
That was wild. But I guess cool. I mean, yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
90 years later, Renfield is grown weary and exhausted of bringing victims to Dracula, as well as Dracula's abuse. They recently had a close call with some vampire hunters who almost killed the Count. So the duo moves to New Orleans to recuperate. There, Renfield discovers a 12-step self-help program to help people who are codependent in their relationships. And he plans to hunt out the group's abusive lovers so he can give them to Dracula to feast on them without feeling remorse. By following one to a warehouse with stolen drugs, Renfield is confronted by several criminals before they are all attacked by an assassin hired by the rival Lobo crime family. First off, Lobos means...
intense.
Yeah, that was sick. And Lobo is werewolf, right? Or wolf?
Just wolf.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Wolves and vampires? That's fucking sick, dude. Nice.
So one thing, and when Nate was talking about how this was more of a... Oh, did I miss something?
I felt really good about getting the Lobos thing.
I was laughing at Ben complimenting himself.
Yeah. All of you were like, yeah, it's Lobo, idiot. Get it. And I was like, I thought that was clever.
So when Nate pointed out it, it's a lot more, the trailer and everything sort of build it as, more centered around the codependency and the self-help. And then the movie ended up being a lot more action. I think, interestingly, the reason that they were able to do that is because of the self-help scenes. Mm-hmm. I think that it's such an almost obvious way to do a lot of just narrative and like moving the plot along and character development is, let me have this realization in a group therapy, and boom, that's now we can go into the next bit of action, the next bit of the plot. So I think they did that really well, assuming that was their intention. Like, hey, let's just go from action scene to action. Really kept the story moving along.
So you're saying you liked the fact that the things that happened earlier in the movie were then talked about later in the movie.
I will
almost
actually murder you.
Fact, right?
Yeah.
Nate, did what I say make you upset to where you wanted to murder me?
Yes.
It's cool. It's a plot development.
It's still.
Some would say.
It's been 2 weeks brewing. Yeah, Ben goes missing.
Well, if I go missing, it'll be a great story, and Nate will come out. Well, that's how we'll find him. We'll be like, what a great story, where this person says this thing, and then it happens later on, and it's referenced earlier. Nate will come out of the bushes, just fucking
I
ravaging
it
berries
doesn't-
for weeks and go, fuck, it's not
It doesn't
good.
annoy me that you bring it up. It annoys me that you still think you're right, and it's so frustrating.
So Renfield. Nate, did you like the codependent group being the driving force, like Jake said, of the plot, or do you think that was unnecessary?
I agree that it was a really good way to like drive the plot forward. What I was getting at is like, I thought that they were going to deal with it a little more. I'll tell you, when we get to the final scene, that was the biggest, like the resolution of that was the biggest disappointment to me in the movie. And it's not important to it being this action from action scene to action scene. Like you can't be expecting it from this movie. That's basically my thing. And I was expecting it from the trailers.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I agree that it's a great way to move the plot forward without it being incredibly annoying. There's no narration.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little narration at the beginning, but
Yeah.
there's no voiceover, which is like my biggest pet peeve is unnecessary narration. It was a good way to present it organically and there were good jokes in it too. I love the joke of interrupting the one woman. That was great.
That was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And the self-help lead was like the fourth biggest star in this movie. He was amazing.
Oh, he was hilarious. Yeah.
He was really like I
recognize him. I don't.
Three, but
Yeah.
he's
I don't know
he's
who
there
he
with
is.
the crime people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. I'm trying to find his name in here. Is it
Yeah, because I
Brandon Scott?
recognize him.
Brandon Scott Jones,
Yeah.
who is in Ghosts. I think he's one of the main people. He's in The Good Place for a few episodes.
Ooh, that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's what I recognize him from. It's The Good Place.
So
Where he is like he's a bit character. He's great.
yeah, let's talk about the director and the writer. 3 writers, 1 uncredited. Ava Trammer was uncredited. Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ridley are the 2 writers. This is why I think this makes sense. So Robert Kirkman created the Invincible comic series and the show.
Dang. All
And
right.
Fear the Walking Dead, the TV show. Worked on The Walking Dead also. So you have that kind of like comic booky, actiony, wrote for Tekken, things like that. And then Ryan Ridley, his IMDb is basically Community, Rick and Morty, Ghosted, The In-Betweeners, and then a bunch of like other little shows. But they were all super funny and like well put together. And then the director, Chris McKay, his IMDb is basically like an Adult Swim programming schedule. Like Moral Oral, Robot Chicken, the Lego Batman movie, the Tomorrow War, like some really cool stuff. So when you put all that together, and I didn't see that till today, I was like, oh, this movie makes so much more sense now for what they were going for. And it like works so much better now that I see that. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's great.
After killing the assassin, Renfield unsuccessfully attempts to hunt down the man who hired him, Tedward Lobo. Yeah. Played by Ben Schwartz really well. Who drives off in a hurry, and a weakened Renfield drags the corpses back to Dracula's lair in the basement of the dilapidated Charity Hospital. Teddy runs into a sobriety checkpoint that is run by Rebecca Quincy, a second-generation police officer who arrests Teddy. At the police station, Teddy is released from custody by corrupt police officers, while Rebecca has a conversation with her sister Kate, an FBI agent. So the family's all involved in criminal justice, Awkwafina's family. She's police, her sister's FBI, and her dad was the police chief who was shot and killed by the Lobos, or like beat to death by the Lobos family. So they have like a natural hatred towards each other. The whole system seems rigged in their favor, so like those kind of things are working against her, and she's trying to work with her sister to take down this crime family that took out her family. So it's a nice little B story battle going on. Kept her intrigued through the story, moved it along well.
They didn't. They didn't attempt to make the like the whole law enforcement side of the story. It's not super big. They could have done more with Awkwafina and her FBI sister. They really didn't. They could have done more with a corrupt police force. They really didn't. It's not a critique. I don't think they had to. But it was definitely. They're just like, yeah, it's corrupt, kind of comically so. A lot of the policing, including the action scenes with the police, is very You know, I get that it's like a Dracula movie, but clearly they weren't concerned with the realism of like, you know, how corrupt the police are.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this wouldn't be actually happening, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think the police were like props. It was worth it for the payoff at the end. I feel like the sister was there purely for the end.
Yep.
You just can't worry about it in this movie, basically.
And I think if they did go off on those tangents any longer than they did, it wouldn't have worked as a movie. This
It's
is like
more to me like why like the sister could have been cut like completely, except I assume that they needed something at the end there.
Yep.
Like
they needed.
Where I was like,
some
why are we
little
even doing this at
high
all? Like otherwise we wouldn't have done it at all, and it would have been better.
It was a tight hour and a half. Like the movie is really well paced that way, and I think that the things that they cut made sense, and they kept it. Like I said, it's a straightforward shooter, basically. Like Shoot 'Em Up the movie is the closest thing I can think of, starring Clive Owen. Back in the day, it's like fun, over the top violence, action, little bit of a story, like breadcrumbs of a story that keep you interested. This one just happens to have a cool character that brings people in, Dracula, you know, and he's played by Nicolas Cage, so that's badass on its own. Dracula tells Renfield that the criminals he has brought as food are insufficient, and that the vampire desires the blood of the pure instead. Renfield goes to a restaurant to abduct commoners, while Rebecca is also led there by clues from the crime scene. The two are caught in an attack on Rebecca's life that Teddy has been pressured into making. Instead, Renfield and Rebecca defend themselves, killing several gang members, and leading to Teddy's escape. I like the scene of... So, like, Dracula is explaining what kind of people he wants to eat. And he's like, you know, school bus full of high school cheerleaders, a bunch of nuns, all this stuff. And, like, literally, one by one, they walk into the restaurant in front of Renfield. And he's like, shit.
That's great.
So good.
I would say the Dracula's effects were great. Like, the one in the scene that you mentioned, like, at the hospital, the first one, was, like, some of the best.
Yeah.
With Dracula's like falling apart still, but he's like partly recovered.
Yeah, that was
It's got like random teeth.
Yeah.
I did like that. Yeah, the special effects where they spent the money made a lot of sense, and then the over the top blood was like cool and like fun to me. It's like an homage to like older movies that couldn't have the budget. Yeah.
I mean, it should be said like also the fight choreography was great. Like,
oh my god,
the show I'm going to recommend. I was watching today, and I hate it when you can see the like pratfalls and stuff. Like there's one where like they knock their head into a thing and the guy falls over and you're like, well, that was fucking fake. I didn't see really any of that in this movie. Like the action went hard. Like this scene in particular, like when they're fighting, there's no like a guy waiting or anything. You know, obviously it's like spinning the camera around. They covered it up really well. Like it was really good.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like it didn't have a lot of crazy cut-ups during the fights either. Like the cinematography kind of stuck with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Bourne Identity movies where it'd be like 12 cuts in 3 seconds to show you some like bookcase get hit. This was like stayed with it. You got to see everything. It was like nice and refreshing in that way.
Yeah. And funny for the like they had and almost all the fight scenes there was quite a bit of comedy too.
Yes. Yeah. They did a good job at that. It's like what was that one Kung Fu movie that was funny?
Kung Fu Panda.
No. I thought of that too, and I was like, it's not that. Oh, God. What's that? Like
Kung Pao into the fist.
Kung Pao. It's not quite as over the top as that, but...
I was going to say, I thought you might be referencing that, but Kung Pao's a different universe.
Yeah, Kung Pao's like all Adult Swim instead of some Adult Swim. Teddy's mother, Bella Francesca, orders him to hunt down the man who killed her foot soldiers, and he ends up encountering Dracula when Renfield is away. The two agree to form an alliance while Renfield has taken to heart the teachings of his self-help group and decides to make a life for himself apart from his master. Setting up an apartment and changing his attitude to one of helpfulness, Renfield gives a statement to the police to try to help them finally stop the Lobos. However, Dracula learns of Renfield's betrayal and slaughters the support group members in front of his former minion. That scene was sick.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And as soon as they like let him in, that was funny.
Oh yeah, I love that kept happening. Yeah.
They they really respected the the history and the rules of Dracula.
Yeah.
They never make like a huge obvious point of it, but a couple times there's mirrors that don't show Dracula.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
Just in the background, he's walking around. There's no reflection of him in the mirrors. And then because there was that, and also the welcome mat.
The welcome mat
Oh
was
my
hilarious.
god, that was so good. Yeah,
Yes.
that was great.
I forgot. Like, I can't remember if it's. No, it had to be a scene before this, obviously, because the self-help group gets slaughtered. But I was mentioning the I don't know what you call the leader of the group, but I think one of my favorite scenes when Renfield's like talking through it, and he's like, "And what will happen if you don't help him?" And he's like, "He won't come into his full power." He's like, "Yes, he won't come into his full power." Oh my god, that's so weird. Why did you say it that way?
That was really well written. Yeah, they had some really funny lines in this.
Yeah.
Why would you phrase it like that? But yes.
Yeah.
And then they all start chanting it. He won't say it again. He won't come into his full power.
And then when he does show up, like Dracula's introducing himself to the group, and he goes, "Some call me the Dark One, others the Lord of Death. To most I am simply known as," and one of them goes, "Renfield's boss."
Yeah.
Yes.
So
brutal.
good. Rebecca appears and finds Renfield surrounded by dead bodies, causing her to arrest him until she is swarmed by corrupt police officers and the Lobos, who also want revenge on Renfield. Rebecca refuses to hand Renfield over, and she barely escapes with him. The next morning, Rebecca finds that Renfield has saved her life, and he explains his true origin, while confirming that he wants to reform himself. The two fight through a group of corrupt police officers and Lobo henchmen that come to the apartment to kill them and escape. But after attempting to call Kate, Rebecca discovers that she's been taken hostage by Dracula and Bella Francesca. She and Renfield stockpile weapons and bugs to storm the Lobos' headquarters, only to find that Dracula has empowered over half a dozen gang members, including Teddy, to have Renfield's supernatural abilities.
That's the part that I thought where I was like, okay, they clearly don't care about the realism with the police force, is when, she goes out having arrested him, and then they get just immediately swarmed by what is clearly gang members and police working together, all levels of the police. The chief is there,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is all a bit much, but still, again, that's not the point of the movie.
Right.
The focus of the movie wasn't on the corrupt police or the storyline with the sister, or, they were kind of like a little bit of a budding romance between Renfield and what's Awkwafina's name? Rebecca. But again, none of that was like the point of the story, and they didn't care to expand on it or do anything with it, which I think worked.
Yes, I'd agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did like the scene of them fighting. This was probably like one of the cooler fight scenes I've seen in a while, where they were all fighting the cops and the Lobos guys. That was fun. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's the most brutal scene, most brutal fight, I think.
Yeah. It reminded me of like The Raid or like Old Boy, the scene in the hallway, like that kind of stuff. Not as like gritty and real, but like that style of fighting. That was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And Rebecca is like a crazy fighter herself.
Yeah.
She's got that protagonist.
Yeah.
I think I said in the middle of this fight scene, she's taking out more guys than he has. Like during the beginning of the fight, at least.
And then they do a nice job of like flipping it back to Renfield's powers being more necessary when everyone has Renfield's powers. That was smart to kind of like amp up. It's like a video game, amp up the people you're going against to get to the final boss, just to keep ratcheting.
Kind of, but it was weird that they were not much harder to take out than the normal. This is where they amped up it, but then I was like, that fight scene, I was like, this is kind of a disappointment, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, why are all these guys so easy to dispatch?
That's fair.
Yeah.
They're goons.
Yeah, but just don't give the goons the powers then, I guess. Just rip off their arms too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was sick.
Until we get to the point of him kicking. Oh, what's his name? What's Ben Schwartz's character's name? It's
Tedward.
Teddy.
Tedward.
Tedward.
King Tedward's
Did they
guts
call
out.
him Tedward in the movie?
I don't know, but it's listed
I
as
think
Tedward.
they called him Teddy.
Yeah.
I think they called him Teddy, and then the first time I used Amazon whatever,
Yeah.
and it popped up and it said his name was Tedward, I was like, you
That
gotta be
sounds
kidding me.
fake. Yeah.
What a nice moment.
I apologize to any of our listeners that may be named Tedward.
Yeah.
Please comment. So I can meet you.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yes. And to change your name, for God's sake.
Yeah. And do you go by Teddy or Edward? Or does it depend on the day? All good questions to leave in the
Ted's
comments
fine.
below. Ted's cool. Ted Lasso. Ted Bundy.
It's not Tedward.
Ted.
The bear.
Oh, yeah. Teddy. The bear. Teddy from Bob's Burgers. How many other Teds can you name? I think I got the big ones out. Ted.
Turner?
Turner. Wait. Tina Turner?
Old Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt. Duh. Ted Turner sounds right. Yeah. Turner Broadcasting.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
super rich.
I think they were married.
Ted Turner. No.
Are you thinking Ike?
Yeah, you're thinking of Ike Turner.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't think Ted Turner beat the shit out of Tina Turner, but Ike did, allegedly. All right. After a fight, Renfield kills Teddy and the gang members. Rebecca heads to stop Dracula, only to find that Kate is beaten to near death, and only the healing properties of Dracula's blood can save her. Oh yeah, Dracula's
literal
blood heals
death.
people. Yeah, she
Yeah,
died.
brings them back to life. Yeah.
It's crazy. Healing powers. He will exchange his blood to save Kate, only if Rebecca will offer her loyalty. She tricks Dracula and injures him by exposing him to sunlight, leading to him having a final standoff with Renfield and Rebecca that ends with the two capturing him in a magical circle, which we see earlier. So it's a nice little, covered up.
And I was dying when she's like, I got this off Wiccan Tumblr.
Holy shit. Renfield and
It's one of those things like they throw in a little joke. They're like, no, we don't need backstory or a little subplot of them discovering how to make it. No, just throw in a quick joke. Oh, I got this off Wiccan Tumblr.
Yeah, which is probably where they
Catch you
actually
off guard
sound
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be your best source right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you're on TikTok,
Wait.
if you're on Crystal's TikTok, just keep scrolling and you'll probably eventually get to Wiccan TikTok.
I think we reference it. We've caught up to the plot. This final battle, it was the most disappointing part, I think. Dracula was surprisingly easy to take down. Unless Renfield breaking away from him somehow literally weakened Dracula, it doesn't the whole tie-in with the self-actualization and codependency plot. They again, it's just why do it when he's punching him and being like, I'm getting out of this codependent relationship. I'm like, this wasn't it doesn't make sense, and it's not that him just all of a sudden being able to beat Dracula doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's not that emotionally resonant because they didn't really hammer on it too much. So I'm like, why do this? Why not just have a fight scene, get beat, and then trick him at the last second with the circle? And why did he have to be beating Dracula?
It even could have been the other way around. Dracula could have been beating him, and he still could have been saying those statements, just him getting punched in between instead. I think that would have
distract while Awkwafina builds the circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally could have worked. I was like, why is he winning right now? Other than the plot demands it. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it was I really enjoyed myself the whole way through, and it left me on that sour note, and then it won me back with more jokes after this. But at that, I was like, what is happening right now? Was my biggest reaction.
It was kind of rushed at the end. The last
it felt rushed.
15 minutes could have been 30, and you would have been okay. But again, tight hour and a half. Feels good. You know?
Yeah.
Renfield and Rebecca beat Dracula into pieces, literally.
And that has been very enjoyable.
Yeah. Take his blood. Healing blood. and scatter his body among the concrete. Renfield then heals Kate, who along with Rebecca arrests Bella Francesca, and later resurrects his self-help group of friends, feeling empowered to make a new life for himself. What a good movie. A little feel-good at the end. Dracula's dead.
I was a little bothered by that because I don't know, they gas up his blood as having healing powers, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, it can literally bring people back from the dead. And then
Totally
I was like,
worth
so
it
what?
to bring the whole support group back.
Yeah, and
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
like, so all those bodies were just sitting there at the self-help group, and they...
Well, the cop has access to the morgue. She gets him in there. Blah, blah, blah. Everything's
All the other cops are dead, so it's not like anyone's stopping them.
That's true, yeah.
But, but again, it's like, this isn't the movie where you're like, well, logically, what is this,
Yeah. We also live in a world
this
where
is
Dracula
a movie with a
exists.
Kool-Aid pitcher with Dracula's blood taped to it.
True.
I was also curious, so how do Renfield's powers work?
Great question.
Is he still immortal?
Yeah.
Great question.
It's insane to me that Dracula couldn't revoke them.
Oh,
Yeah, so... Well, now that Dracula's been handled, is Renfield just immortal? Can he eat a bug whenever he wants to go superhuman for a bit? Or is that...
He's going to become a superhero.
And you know what? It has to be separate
man.
from Dracula because he's the one who took care of Dracula all those years while he was recovering.
True.
And
I mean, he was alive. But it's implied
they
that
said
Dracula might still be alive.
Yeah, they said he's...
Ooh, yeah. Renfield 2, the Renfield.
I like the cement ice cubes.
yeah, that was funny.
Like what you would think of.
Hell yeah. That was good shit. What would you drink with this movie? I put blood orange old fashioned.
Okay, I want something, one of those tropical things with grenadine.
Maybe a little sangria.
Ooh.
That was my backup.
Like
Clamato.
Kool-Aid with fireball.
Cool. Yeah.
Kool-Aid with
Picture of
fireball?
Dracula blood.
What the fuck? You're gonna have cinnamon cherry Kool-Aid?
I was trying to think of some alcohol that went well with the movie overall. I want
And you
Kool-Aid into something.
No, you drink Fireball so Dracula won't want to suck your blood.
Exactly.
It's vodka, because then you say vodka, like Transylvania.
The vodka.
Vodka. I don't know what I'll put. I'll probably just put mine. Hey, good try, everybody.
I win again.
Yeah, me again. Look out. Well, that was
for that person who's hanging on for our drink recommendation.
Oh yeah, hope you made it.
I want one Superman who makes the drink before it sits down to enjoy the podcast.
We'll have a binging with Babish cookbook by the end of this. It'll just be like, I don't know, Kool-Aid? Sure. Put the vodka in there, you'll be fine. Just the most scuffed shit ever. So what we're going to do for our game this week. So next month is October, if you didn't know. If you're listening to this live. If you're not, hey, thanks for hanging around. We're going to do... What?
By live, do you mean contemporaneously?
Yeah.
No one's listening to this live.
I hope not. I'm not streaming.
Well, at least 3 people are.
Yeah. Nate.
I don't listen.
I know. We can tell by your arguments.
Oh my god.
So October is horror movie month, and we are going to pick 4 horror movies or more to watch during this month and talk about on the podcast. They're ones we haven't seen, hopefully, or 2 of us haven't seen, that are classics. So we're talking Poltergeist, Others,
The Shining.
The Shining, things like that. So we have a bracket I found online 15 minutes before the podcast started that we're going to go through and pick to get to our top 4. Now, this bracket cannot have all the movies, so please in the comments below, write any horror movies we missed. And we'll pick 2.
And write down how wrong Nate is about his choices of horror movies.
Right, and why cause and effect matters. So we're going to go through this movie by movie and pick. Here's the first versus. Alien, the OG, versus The Human Centipede. Which would you rather watch for our October movies?
I have seen neither.
Same. I've seen
rather
Alien.
watch The Alien.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
down
rather
with
watch Alien.
Yeah, clearly the answer is the Alien.
You don't want to watch Human
Because we
Centipede?
want to watch it, and because we don't want to watch Human Centipede.
Yeah, that's more.
I don't. I have no interest in it.
There's nothing to say about it that hasn't been said in pop culture parodies.
Assholes.
It's gonna be Yeah.
Rim jobs. Next one.
The only good thing about the centipede is the drink pairing. A mudslide.
Oh no.
You're right though. It's it. It's the only one.
That's the only option.
It's the only one. God, I love that. All right, next
One
one.
big mudslide.
Continuous, some would say. Friday the 13th, the original, or Night of the Living Dead.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's actually a thinker.
Yeah.
I have again seen neither.
And feel free to look these up on IMDb if you're at home or if you're one of the people here, because this isn't a game. We're just figuring it out. I also have seen neither. Oh, no, I've seen the original Friday the 13th.
I will kick in that Night of the Living Dead is boring as shit.
Oh, no.
I was just gonna
Sorry,
say
I'm sure it's a classic. I mean, it invented the concept of zombies, but it's fucking boring.
George A. Romero.
I bet it aged very poorly.
It did.
It's like Citizen Kane. Like, you watch it now and you're like, this looks like a normal movie. But at the time, it was like, what the fuck are they doing? That kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
OG Jason. All right. Next up, Psycho.
The only
So go ahead.
what was where Jason fought Freddy Krueger?
Oh, Freddy versus Jason.
That's the only Freddy or Jason movie I've seen.
That one's
is Freddy versus Jason.
Fucking fun.
What an intro.
That's sick. Raw versus Psycho. Raw is the one where people eat people. And Psycho
2016
is the
So that was
shower movie. I've seen Psycho.
Raw isn't the roughly like werewolf theme, because there's something that came out like this year, right?
That's
the bone.
They have
Bones
a
and all.
20.
Yeah.
When I Google Raw
Yeah,
film, I
Bones and
see
all.
a 2016 movie about eating people.
Yep, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, so I'm intrigued.
All right.
I'd be more interested in that. Again, just thinking.
Yeah, I've
gonna-
seen Psycho too.
I've
it's
seen
like
Psycho.
again, it's
cool.
it just doesn't hold up.
Yeah, once you've seen like Paranormal Activity and all that, like horror is so much different now than it was in the 1960s when that came out. Like it's hard to compare.
Yeah.
So we'll go with
You know
Raw.
what? I've seen. I've like know the 2 or 3 classic scenes from Psycho. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I need for my pop culture knowledge.
I mean, there is like an aspect to those Hitchcock movies of like a slow build of suspense, but it's
Yes.
so slow.
Yeah, when it works, it works, and when it doesn't, it feels like you're never ending. Next one is Reanimator, an H.P. Lovecraft comedy horror based on H.P. Lovecraft, I should say, from 1985, and Poltergeist, the movie that may be scarier for anyone who worked on it than the actual movie itself, because 3 of them died recently, like within like a certain amount of time of the movie being made.
Dang.
I've always heard about Poltergeist, and I feel like that's one I would want to watch. But I'm open to dissenting opinions.
I'm more intrigued by Reanimator based on your description.
Yeah.
I've seen Poltergeist. It probably holds up better than most of the other classics, so it'd be worth a watch as well. But I've never seen Reanimator, and if it's Lovecraftian, that's intriguing.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other like mainstream horror movies that are. I guess I can of recent ones, but nothing like interesting and older.
I'm gonna also say Reanimator,
Cool.
but I'll say it with the caveat. I think I would like Poltergeist more,
I agree. Yep.
but I think I'm with Nate. I'm just curious about Reanimator because that sounds different than other horror films. I think Poltergeist. I'm sure it's good, and I'm sure actually, especially among the older movies on the list, I think it'll actually kind of still be scary.
Yeah.
But I think Reanimator is going to be a lot more different than everything else on this list.
Agreed.
So that's why I would vote that.
Good choice. Shaun of the Dead or Rosemary's Baby? We've all seen Shaun of the Dead, I think.
Yep.
So Rosemary's Baby.
Why did it make this list?
I don't know.
I was gonna say yes, and I still vote for Shaun of the Dead.
Oh no.
Rosemary's Baby is the worst of them.
Really?
The worst of the
How have you
classic.
seen
It
all these?
Sucks. because I like watching classic movies so that I can say I've seen them. It fucking sucks.
You didn't like it?
Have you seen it?
No.
It's super weird. It's my least favorite of them, I think.
All right.
Didn't they remake it recently?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, 2014, a miniseries
Oh, okay. They made it longer.
Great.
with Zoe Saldana.
Oh, she's good.
Back in.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so weird. The main thing I remember is that this is like, it's a weird horror movie. It's like suspense. They're like, it's basically this husband joins these cultists and is like gaslighting his wife the entire time. And at the end, slowly, like these weird people start filtering into her apartment, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna have the devil's baby. That's it."
Wait,
like, nothing
Is that
fucking
Rosemary's
happens.
Baby or Sister Wives?
Exactly.
So, Shaun of the Dead? Jake, is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's my
You know
personal
what?
vote.
I vote for Rosemary's
I'll say-
Baby.
I'll be outvoted. I don't care.
I'll say Shaun of the Dead, but I'll say it knowing that it's not lasting another round, and neither will Rosemary's Baby.
That's fair.
Fair.
2 movies I haven't seen, 28 Days Later and The Omen.
Oh,
This is probably 2 of the scarier ones, if I had to guess.
The Omen's got some
Yes.
great scenes.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
also
not
interested
seen The
in-
Omen.
I'd vote 28 Days
I remember
Later.
thinking 28 Days Later was dumb, but I kind of want to revisit it, so
Yeah.
I'd go either way.
Cillian Murphy. I mean, I've never seen it and I've always wanted to, so I'd go 28
I mean,
Days
yeah,
Later.
I'd be into trying that. The Omen is also one of the better classic ones in my opinion, and I'd be willing to watch it.
Ooh, this one's tough.
Oh, that's the one with like the baby at the top of the stairs, right? The kid at the top of the stairs is one of
Yeah,
the scenes.
Kid at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
It's all for you, Damien. It's great.
I'd watch either too.
It's pretty good stuff.
Jake, you're the tiebreaker.
What's the one? What's the one that it was a Mexican movie,
Babadook?
and then they remade it. It was kind of similar. I don't know if it was for this one. Hold on.
The Devil's Backbone?
Oh, REC was
that.
the movie, the original Mexican movie,
And it was remade.
and
into
then
The
they
Omen?
they remade it in Quarantine was the
Oh.
U.S. remake.
I've heard that's fucked.
I remember. So I saw REC for. I don't think I ever saw Quarantine, but I saw REC. Great film, by the way. Actually, that one's really good. But there's a scene, and I won't spoil it. But I remember that something happens, and they did not tell the crew that it was going, or the cast that it was going to happen. So everyone was genuinely
Oh.
scared.
I like that.
Shit.
How do you spell it? For us
It's just
idiots?
REC, like recording.
Oh, that one. Okay. I've heard of that. Yeah. That one's fucked. I've heard.
Yeah, it's really good.
I was thinking it was like some
anyways.
Spanish words, like ARICIY or something like that. SI. So, Jake, you're the tiebreaker. We're both in for both.
I'm going to say 28 Days Later.
Cool.
And not for any particular reason. It's a tough choice for me, but I don't think I'll make any progress if I keep thinking about it. So,
Yeah.
28 Days Later.
We've already done this movie, but I'd be willing to actually watch it again this time. Hereditary or The Bride of Frankenstein. And it's like Boris Karloff, Bride of Frankenstein. So, like, 1940s.
Yeah, I don't think either ones are gonna make it
Yeah.
either way. But
I'll say Hereditary to give it a nod.
Yeah, I do too.
oh, you guys win. I was gonna vote against.
Nah.
I'd
Hereditary is
watch
so
Hereditary
good.
again.
I want to watch it
worry, we
again. Now.
won't.
Okay, here's one of my favorites that I've never seen: the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the Autopsy
Okay.
of Jane Doe, which is one of the scarier.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the scarier like.
That movie poster looks good.
Yeah,
I've heard that that's actually scary too.
yep.
This
is tough.
The Autopsy or Texas Chainsaw?
Autopsy.
I've heard Texas Chainsaw is scarier because they don't show you what happens, and like You just imagine it, and it's that kind of scary. And it's the original.
So I'll tell you, my experience with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that when I was like fucking 10, whenever this movie came out, my parents took us to a drive-in and we saw a double feature, and the second movie was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What the
and I was terrified.
Wait, the original?
As a child.
Or the new one?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think they must have re-showed it or something.
So the original was like
no,
the 70s.
no.
They remade it like 10
that
times.
Came out when we were, yeah.
Jessica Biel was
It
in
was
it
like-
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was like after Batman. Like Batman with Mr. Freeze.
Batman and Robin into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's go.
Yes.
That's so fun. I picked Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm going to say Autopsy.
All right, Nate.
Yeah, I vote Autopsy because I've never heard of this movie at
Good
all,
choice.
and the poster looks good.
It's fucked, yeah. The Exorcist or Dead or Alive? Exorcist. I've never seen it. I really want to.
I vote Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's just too good.
Have you seen it?
Sure.
I've seen
I have,
part of
yeah.
it.
Okay.
I have not seen the whole film. I think I sat down and watched part of it when it was on one time because I'm like, oh, that's The Exorcist.
Yeah. It was recently voted the number one scariest movie of all time. Scary movie of all time. Not scariest.
I swear one time I made, and this was like, because I know I mentioned it in a text like a week ago or something, but like one time, just months ago on this podcast, I made a reference to Your Mother Sucks Cocks in Hell,
Yeah.
and I don't think anybody got it.
Oh, we all got it.
And I'm like, okay. I was like, that's a rough one to throw out there if no one gets where it's coming from.
If you get crickets from that, I'm sorry. I was probably too high.
Yeah.
Next one. Invasion of the Body Snatchers or Carrie?
Ooh.
I'm
Invasion
looking
of the
up
Body
Carrie.
Snatchers is one of the ones I haven't watched.
Okay.
So I'm very interested in that. I have seen Carrie.
Oh, I didn't know Carrie was that old.
Yeah, like 70s or early 80s.
76.
Good year. I think A New Hope came out the year.
And 78 for Body Snatchers.
Dang, back to back. Nate, which one are you going with?
There's no chance Body Snatchers is scary.
I
don't
still
know.
vote for it. I think it's more of a suspense thing, like The Thing.
Yeah, The Thing is supposed to be really good too. I've never seen either of those. So you're going Body Snatchers?
Yeah,
They're both
I don't think
well
Carrie
reviewed.
is. Yeah, I don't think Carrie's terribly scary.
Is that
think
the-
it's a classic? I think it's one of the classic gore.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that the no wire hangers one? Where the mom like beats her kid with the no wire hangers?
Oh, yeah.
Is that that one?
I believe it because this quick description says sheltered by her domineering religious mother.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, her mom's a horror in this movie.
Okay.
She's the real monster.
Yeah.
So this Carrie's like adult Matilda.
Yes, and it's Stephen King.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She does have. Like, yeah, that's
Yep.
great.
She does.
Yeah. It's definitely where Matilda was headed.
Yeah. If she stayed in that house and didn't get like adopted by the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, which one do you prefer?
I feel like Invasion of the Body Snatchers is probably more important
Okay.
culturally.
I agree. Next up. Evil Dead 2 versus the new It.
I'll vote for the new It. I haven't seen It or the classic one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the It's.
It's fun.
And clowns aren't scary.
Yikes.
They're like creepy, but not in a scary way. They're just like
John Wayne
Weird.
Gacy would disagree. He was a serial killer that killed children and dressed as a clown. Yeah.
Professionally.
Yeah. He was a clown. But it's
Was he a
really
clown?
Yeah. I mean part-time. He also was like a construction guy and he was like known in the community and he had like a basement full of 17-year-old boys he raped and murdered.
I feel
Some
like
real jazz.
Evil Dead 2 or It?
had to ruin clowns for everyone.
I've seen
think
it.
that-
I haven't seen Evil
I
Dead 2.
think that the new It carries the tradition of clowns not being scary. That
Yikes.
movie's trash.
So you're going Evil Dead 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go Evil Dead 2 also. Sorry, Jake. You can watch it on your own. I've seen both. I saw it in... Okay, so I
You
saw...
know what? I absolutely will not.
I saw it in theaters, and I went to the bathroom during it, and the bathroom, the hallway to the bathroom is all red, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I thought I heard someone whisper my name while I was in there, and it was a good thing I was peeing because I would have pissed myself.
See, you make the movie scary for yourself.
I know.
I'm almost jealous.
Yeah, I'm good at that. The next one, Suspiria, the original, which is supposed to be like incredibly fucked up. It's incredibly fucked up, apparently.
Okay.
And The Haunting, which I've never heard of, to be completely fair.
So
Based on the
Suspiria
posters.
is not. Oh, it's 77 Suspiria.
The OG, yeah. There's a new one that came out, I think, with Amy
Okay.
Adams or Rachel McAdams, one of those two. Which one was in it? I'm sure Abby's in the other room going, Amy Adams, you moron. None of them.
Okay.
None of them are in it.
Suspiria, and what was the other option?
The Haunting,
The Haunting.
a 1963 horror movie. You're looking at the
Owen
remake.
Wilson?
You're looking at the remake. It's the 1963 version.
Oh. Well, now I'm gonna be disappointed.
You want the Owen Wilson? Wow, a ghost. Wow, guys. Oh my god. Hey,
Scary.
wow. I'm going Suspiria.
Yeah, strong vote there. Jake, you don't have to
Yeah,
decide.
I actually make that
Yeah,
unanimous.
the poster says the only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of the film are the first 92. Damn. Sell me more.
That was my least favorite part of that poster, but but I'm still sold.
What a bold! I want to know what. There has to be something in the 93rd minute.
Oh, it switches to the last 12.
Spoilers.
Yeah, like to pick that specifically.
We'll talk about it. Silence of the Lambs, or What We Do in the Shadows, which is not a scary movie, but it's on here. I like Silence of the Lambs a lot. It's an amazing movie.
Silence
I'd
of the
watch
Lambs
it.
is really good.
I'd watch it anytime.
Yeah, I'd watch both of these. I feel like in the spirit of the month, I'm voting for Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, same.
But
That's another one I don't think I've fully seen. I think I've seen bits of it, and I know the major.
this one is
Yeah.
fully worth a watch. Like I want to almost push it through so that Jake will watch it.
I'm curious about that
Anthony
one too
Hopkins,
because
come on.
I think
So-
that movie really is foundational for a lot of people talking about what a great actor he
Yes,
is.
100%.
it
That
is.
is where it comes from.
So I'm curious to see it for that.
Next one up, Black Christmas, which I've never heard of. 1974 Canadian slasher. That's
Is that Tyler Perry?
Nope. 1974 Canadian slasher. That's Medea Christmas. And then we have The
I
Ring.
love these. I love the old movie poster tagline. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
That's badass, dude. That's sick.
Some writers like, fuck yeah.
Dude, I fucking nailed that. The Ring or Black Christmas? Is The Ring
Yeah,
the
pretty
one
hard
where you
now
like?
on the ring.
Is The Ring the one where you like
Ring's
watch a
the
video?
videotape in 7 days.
Yeah, it's whatever. I've
not
never
the-
heard of.
I disagree with that. I think The Ring is a modern classic.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's probably gonna be better than Black Christmas, so I'm fine with advancing it. But
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll make it to the end, but I'm gonna say The Ring.
Well, it's up against.
I
Silence
do
of the
think I do
Lambs.
think it's up there among, like good
Disagree with you.
pivotal horror movies.
Like The Grudge,
You don't
that
even
era.
watch horror movies.
He's watched more than I have on this.
I've
one
watched
so far.
more than either
I'm,
of you.
I'm
have.
actually shocked
But you
at how many of these that Nate has
But you
seen.
watch the classic ones. You watch the ones that are like not scary. I think you avoid.
Yeah,
the
it's
newer
because
ones.
he's too. You know what? The Ring scared him.
I hope Insidious is on here. That was a great. Movie.
I watched The Ring like when it came out, so I was like in prime. I don't remember. We were had to be like I don't know,
15
like
at
early
most.
teens. Yeah. And I still thought it was stupid.
I watched The Grudge when it came out. I watched it with my dad, and I had the setup that. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
Yes.
there's this closet in the character's room with with like a hole to the attic, and they go like through it or whatever. I had that exact setup in my house, and I could not sleep in that room for like a week after that.
Yeah, I believe that.
It fucking sucked.
I remember in high school, my brother got in trouble with his high school girlfriend because it had been like raining, and she had her hair like, because her hair was wet.
Yeah.
And he said, "You look like the girl from The Grudge," and she was pissed. That was a long fight.
That's awesome. Oh, that's good.
You got to take your shot.
Yeah. See it, take it, OG Paranormal Activity or Creature from the Black Lagoon. which I've heard is like one of those that like sets up every monster movie. But Paranormal Activity is so good.
Well, it's tough. 'Cause I think Paranormal Activity is a modern horror classic.
So good.
I agree
will watch
with
it
that.
anytime.
Yes.
But I've never seen Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I do want to see it.
I know
It's
that's
probably
where
not
I'm
going to
at.
be good. It's probably not even going to be very good.
Do we do?
Like it's going to be ones where you're like, oh, I see how that set up stuff, but it's also kind of.
It's like Jaws.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, Jaws is not good.
Whoa.
I think
not.
Jaws is okay. It's way too slow, and it's not scary.
Ooh. It is Abby's favorite
not
movie.
scary, but
if
it's-
we do
it's pretty
Jaws,
good.
she's coming on and gonna fucking own you too.
You could be wrong emphatically.
Wait,
There's-
is Jaws on the list?
Yeah, there's a. It's not making it though. Come on,
It's not
there's,
making it.
Yeah, no. I even the first one that's up against is Saw. It's gonna lose immediately. There is a place.
Wow,
that-
Creature from the Black Lagoon is old.
yeah, like 53, I think.
Yeah,
That's
that's why like, it's not going to hold up. But
I Google it and the cast is there's not even any color pictures of the cast.
I think we do Creature of the Black Lagoon. We've all seen Paranormal Activity. We know what it is. Everybody's seen it. Like, I'm good with Creature
I
of the Black
agree.
Lagoon. Okay. I will say on Jaws, there's a viewing you can see where you're floating in a pool, like on floaties. So that would make it a little.
oh,
fun.
in the ocean.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
do it.
Next one up is Kill List and the original Halloween. I've
don't
never
think
heard of
Kill
Kill
List
List.
List. 2011.
A
British
first-class
psychological horror.
jangling horror.
Two British soldiers
It's-
turned hitman. Hitmen.
Sounds more like an action movie than a horror movie to me.
Yeah. Have you seen the
Horror
original
thriller?
Halloween?
Yeah, it's not very good.
You know what? I wanna say Kill List. I'm intrigued. I don't think it'll make it,
I'm
but
down.
I'm intrigued enough to advance it.
Kill List is going up against.
It made it on. It was on South by Southwest.
Oh, that's good. All right, so we're gonna stay with this side of the bracket. Alien or Friday the 13th.
I'll tell you, my vote's for Alien
Same.
for the same reason.
Yeah,
that
I was
Friday the
leaning
13th
toward
is
it.
Fine at
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Next
I
up.
think I remember Alien being good.
Yeah, the second one is really good, and the first one's really well done. Yeah, they're good. Raw or Reanimator. These are two very interesting ones to me. And
Yeah,
I'm upset
yeah.
they're in the
I'm
same
kind of sad
bracket.
that they're facing off right now.
Yeah.
In this bracket that dictates our lives.
I know. It's too bad.
Who seeded this shit?
The shuffle button.
I'm gonna say Reanimator.
Me too. That seems more interesting to me.
All right, you saved me a tough choice.
Like, I feel like I've seen the Cannibal movie. I've never seen anything like Reanimator. You know?
Frankenstein.
God damn it. All right. Fuck off, Nate.
Joke's on you. Never seen Frankenstein.
28
Fair.
Days Later or Shaun of the Dead. I think I know where I'm going.
28 Days Later.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fine.
Nate.
And I think I'd rather watch Shaun of the Dead, but I mean,
Oh, yeah, but it's not a horror movie.
That's where I was with.
But-
What was the one that we just?
Paranormal and
Yeah, with because I'm
Creature.
like, it sucks that we're not moving it on because like I feel like it deserves a very big nod,
Mm-hmm.
but
this one
You know.
is too bad, but it's Hereditary and the Autopsy of Jane Doe. I'm guessing we're going Autopsy.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Exorcist or Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Damn, that sucks.
I-
I want both.
you were
I'd
so
say-
pumped.
I know. I want
I'd say
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Still. Yeah, I still want Exorcist.
That's fine.
It's like the horror movie, and I've never seen it. That's why it keeps going.
I think Jake's right that Invasion of the Body Snatchers is probably boring.
yeah.
Like they're going for suspense, and it's gonna be like not that great because it's been so well trodden.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost true of Exorcist is just good for the scenes.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be
But
tough next
anyway.
round. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
We have Suspiria versus Evil Dead 2. I'm going Suspiria.
I know nothing about either of these, so I guess
Same,
yeah.
but it's I don't know. If
It's the
if
poster.
Evil Dead 2 is good, they'd have Evil Dead 2 too. You know.
There's definitely like 4 or 5 Evil Dead movies.
One just came out. It's
You
on HBO
fucking
right
idiot.
now. Evil Dead Rising just came out.
It's one of
Well,
the
no,
longest
you
running
hit a
horror-
certain point. You hit a certain point of movies, and they keep making them. Then you know it's bad.
Yeah, except for Fast.
Right? They made too many.
Except
of
for
them.
the first couple. That's usually the rule.
That's true. All right, I'm going Suspiria. I'm pushing it through.
Hey, Insidious looped around to being good again.
That's very true.
Ugh.
That's very true. The Red Door. Have you seen it?
No, but I'm
gonna
because
watch it.
I never watched 3 and 4, so I'm rewatching them.
You can skip them.
I can't. I was literally about to watch the Red Door,
Yeah.
and I googled should I watch the rest of them, and they said yes
Oh.
because it's all part of a full story.
Okay, that makes sense. Conjuring was really good. I don't know if that's on here, but The Conjuring was fucking awesome. It is on here, thank God. Okay, The Ring or Silence of the Lambs. This is tough.
I mean, I haven't seen Silence, so I'm gonna vote for that. I've seen The Ring probably a couple times.
I'm voting for it either way.
Silence. Yep. Weird ones. Creature from the Black Lagoon or Kill List.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. This is the
I'm gonna-
special corner. Of the
Can I go back and do Paranormal Activity? I regret that now. I'm still.
See, that's the thing. I'm gonna vote for Kill List, but
I'm gonna vote Creature of the Black
I'm
Lagoon.
voting for Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I am too. You can go watch Kill List and let us
Okay.
know how it is.
I won't.
All right. This is to make
It's
it
weird not going. It's weird not going to the other side of the bracket. We have no sense of scale.
I know.
For these
So,
finalists.
This is to make it to the final 4 on this side.
we're gonna watch.
The final 2 from this side will make it. So,
Okay.
We still got one more. Okay.
Here's this. Reanimator or Alien?
This is tough.
That's tough. Reanimator kind of had me hooked, but it feels weird to put it over
Bump
Alien.
Alien.
I know.
I me too.
No.
Well, did we clarify? Have you guys seen Alien?
I probably
I have not seen Alien.
Nate, have you?
It feels like yeah. But it's been a while.
Yeah, same. Like I couldn't tell you what happened.
I've
I know the
never
ending.
seen Reanimator.
I know the ending, and I know like the part, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't remember the feeling of
Yeah.
being in the ship. I feel like I'm
I'm
gonna go
gonna
watch
say
Reanimator either way. But I'll
Right.
vote Alien.
So I'm gonna go Alien too. Yeah. Jake, what did you say? I think we
Alien.
Yeah. Okay. Aliens. Moving on to the final 4. All right. 28 Days Later or Autopsy of Jane Doe. Ooh.
My vote's for Autopsy.
I
because
won't watch
28 Days Later
Autopsy
is barely
unless we
a
have
horror
to.
movie.
Yeah, I won't watch Autopsy unless we have to. So I'm gonna put it forward also. I know myself.
Yeah. Yep. I say Autopsy. I think Autopsy on this might be the scariest movie on this side of the bracket.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right. Oof, this is rough. Exorcist or Suspiria? Oh, fuck.
Drop your suspense and say I vote Suspiria.
I'll say Exorcist to make it Ben's choice.
Fuck. Exorcist.
Okay.
Waste of a choice.
Silence of the Lambs or Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Silence of the Lambs.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. This is to decide. So whichever the next 2 that we pick will be the ones that we watch. We have
This is
Alien
hard.
or Autopsy of Jane Doe.
I want to say Autopsy.
I do too, because it's like scarier, and I'm never gonna watch it otherwise. I'm saying Autopsy.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna keep pitching Alien though. For after.
Oh yeah,
October.
yeah. We'll do like
See,
do a
it's
Christmas
funny
Alien.
because now we're at movies that even if they lose, I'm keeping a list of.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Suspiria. I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta see what Suspiria is about.
The Exorcist or Silence of the Lambs.
I vote Silence of the Lambs.
I really,
Exorcist.
I think Exorcist.
Yep. It fits the theme more, I think. All right, so we have the Autopsy of Jane Doe and the Exorcist, 2 exorcism movies.
Then you know what?
Wait, Autopsy's not an Exorcist movie based on
Oh,
what I read briefly.
I think
No,
it is.
I don't.
Isn't it?
I think
don't
it's
know
a
if it
ghost
is or
story.
not.
Oh, that's cool then.
What's scarier to you guys? Murderers and acts, or supernatural
Supernatural.
ghosts, demons?
Supernatural for me. 100%. I feel like I could take
Because I find
Chucky.
that most people are way more scared of one kind of horror movie than the other. And for me, it's Supernatural.
Same.
I do not care about, an axe murder on the loose.
Yeah. Like one gun and
Doesn't
I'm
scare me.
safe. You know, you can't shoot a ghost in the face.
Or I get murdered and I'm like, well,
Rip Bozo.
I had to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's like a demon.
Pass.
I'm finding God, you know.
I don't know. I will tell you my opinion. It's the answer for me is definitely like murderers.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like I can get invested, like I can get myself invested into like, Paranormal Activity or something. But like it doesn't leave me freaked out like the way Ben has described being freaked out by movies, because I don't believe it at all. Like it really can't get me that scared. There are movies like there's that horror movie where these people, like these families in a cabin, and these like people surround them,
Strangers.
and are just like strangers. Yeah,
Horrifying.
That's horrifying to
Yeah.
me.
That movie
like,
is
it's not like it happens all the time, but that could really fucking happen.
I walked home
Like,
alone after watching that movie,
freak-
and that was a poor choice.
You watch Home Alone after.
And it was like I got out of the movie at probably midnight, and it was like I parked my car probably a couple blocks away, and I was like, nope, this is a terrible idea.
Keep looking over your shoulder.
It was. I called one of the people I saw the movie with, and I was like, hey, I just need to talk to you while I'm walking in my house. They're like, oh my god, okay. Yeah.
Did I tell you?
Thanks,
I
Corey.
think
Appreciate it.
I watched Hereditary when I was living in Minneapolis by myself. Got out of the movie theater at like 12:30. Drove home, and like I was a little jumpy. Like the Supernatural, when it's good, like it'll stick with me for a couple hours. Got right into bed, and then like 5 minutes after I got in bed, Maya jumped on me in the pitch black, and I threw her across the room.
Maya's his cat, to be clear.
And that's how she lost all her teeth.
Oh shit! All right, other side of the bracket. We're starting hardcore with the original Thing and I Spit on Your Grave.
I spit on your grave.
I think the Thing has to be on there.
I don't know what I Spit on Your Grave is, but the Thing is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll say the Thing, but I don't think either one is going to make it too far.
Wow. Okay. All right. We have It Follows and Scream, the original. I've heard good things about It Follows. I've seen Scream. It's good, but I'm gonna go with It Follows.
That's tough. Scream is a good horror comedy.
It's really well done. Yeah. Even the newer ones, like the newest one, Abby and I watched it the other day. Really good.
Yeah. I feel like I remember rolling my eyes at the pitch of It Follows.
Probably. You would.
I'm not going to weigh in too hard.
American horror film. Supernatural. A young woman is pursued by a supernatural entity after a sexual encounter.
As I say, it's a metaphor for STDs.
It's AIDS.
That feels
has
weird.
one
That
of
feels
those-
moralizing. In a way.
It has one of those inverse normal curves for the reviews,
Ooh.
where it's all 5 stars or 1 stars.
That's a good
Yeah,
sign.
I believe it.
I'm going It Follows.
We'll go for Scream.
I'll say Scream.
All right. I can live with that. Next up, Cabin in the Woods, Train to Busan.
Train to Busan.
We've all seen both.
Have you seen the Cabin in the Woods, Jake?
Yeah.
I liked
Oh,
it.
okay.
Train to Busan's awesome.
Yeah, Train to Busan's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Neither-
if we're picking what we'd rather watch, I'd rather watch Cabin in the Woods because it's been longer, and
Yeah.
I've actually been wanting to go revisit that movie.
Neither of them are going to
That's
make
not
it.
even-
Busan.
Neither of these are going to
I
make
don't
it
know.
past the next round.
I know.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing is I'm giving the nod to Train to Busan for how good it was.
I know we were making a live podcast idea around that, like trying to shit on it, and it turned out to be fucking awesome. And I
Yeah.
don't know why I picked that movie for that idea. But I'll pick Cabin in the Woods.
Also, again, a reminder, if anyone hasn't seen Peninsula,
Oh yeah, that one's good. The second one.
Oh,
yeah, it's the sequel.
I haven't seen that yet.
And it's you wouldn't expect this line to be about the sequel to Train to Busan, but Peninsula has some of the sickest high octane car chase scenes of any movie in a long time.
I have an idea. How about we sub Peninsula for Train to Busan?
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's gonna win then.
Peninsula. Open Water or Nightmare on Elm Street, the OG. I have no idea what Open Water is.
I haven't heard of Open Water.
Me
2003 survivor horror film. An American couple
sharks?
goes scuba diving only to find themselves stranded miles from shore in shark-filled waters.
Okay, so that might be interesting because it might be a more modern take on Jaws.
Yep.
But also Nightmare on Elm Street is an OG classic that I have not seen.
Same, I think. I've seen parts. Like, I know Kevin Bacon's in it, and he gets slaughtered hilariously.
It's pretty decent.
I'm going Nightmare.
I agree. I'm also.
What were you going to say, Nate? Open Water?
I was to say it's tough because I've never seen Open Water, never heard of it, and I'm intrigued.
Sure.
I'm gonna vote Open Water.
Okay, Jake, you're the decider.
I should have voted first. Go ahead.
Nope. I was just feeling dead air. You go.
Okay. I'm gonna say Open Water
Okay.
as an apology to Jaws.
That's fair. That is a very nice thing you did right there. Ooh.
Nice.
One of these shouldn't be on here, but Blair Witch.
Or the Meg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Meg. I've seen Meg. It's not bad. No, I haven't actually.
Aren't they doing Meg
was,
too?
It's already
Meg
out.
was much better than I thought it was, and so was the Meg 2.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
already
pissed
out.
me off how much I like them.
Blair Witch Project. It's gonna win versus Young Frankenstein, which isn't a horror
Yeah,
movie. but
hard vote for Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
Blair Witch is
Blair
awesome.
Witch is that. Looking back, that might be one of the scariest movies I've seen.
Fully agree.
And
That's a
it's-
scary one.
Part of it might be when I saw it. It was also same thing with Paranormal Activity. It was just so different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really was.
They're kinda,
Also, I think-
kind of a like spiritual descendant of it.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we were maybe just shy of peak
We were very
age
young.
for the Blair Witch marketing gimmick.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just behind.
For it. Okay, yeah, but it's old enough to be cognizant of the marketing gimmick,
Yes,
and it worked.
it was really well done. And I've seen the movie once,
Yeah.
but I'd definitely watch it again. Exorcist 3 or Hellraiser? I've never seen Hellraiser or Exorcist 3.
I'm hard vote for Hellraiser.
Same.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, same.
Okay, I remember. I remember very distinctly the movie cover because I'd always see it at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
hard-
cool movie.
Never got it.
it's hard not to
Yeah.
see it.
Godzilla should be disqualified.
But it's in there.
It should be. No.
No, it's in there.
Which Godzilla?
Any Godzilla is not a horror movie.
It doesn't matter, but I want to know which one they put on.
It looks like
original.
the. Are you
King
not
of the
following
Monsters.
along, Jake?
No, I'm just listening.
King
Oh,
of
you're
the
missing
Monsters.
all the movie posters.
Oh, I've been googling them all.
It,
The link,
it looks
there's a
like
link, yeah.
it looks like action figure Godzilla too. That's
It
the
does.
era we're in here. You
The
can see
new
the seams on his arms.
the new Godzilla is in Japan also, and it looks really like back to the original kind of thing. That was cool. So the other one is called In the Mouth of Madness. It's John Carpenter who did Halloween, so
The
that's
Thing.
cool. And The Thing, yep. It's an H.P. Lovecraft tribute.
Let's get him back in there.
Yeah. An insurance investigator visits a small town while looking into the disappearance of a successful author of horror novels and begins to question his sanity as the lines between fiction seem to blur. It is the third installment in the Apocalypse trilogy with The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and this movie. Not like an official trilogy, but like idea trilogy. Jake?
I'm gonna say In the Mouth of Madness. Again, Godzilla really doesn't belong.
Yep, I agree. Mouth of Madness. Nate, I assume you're there also.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Next one is You're Next and An American Werewolf in London. You're Next, I feel like I saw maybe. Slasher film 2011. An estranged family under attack by a group of masked assailants during a family reunion. Nice. I've heard things about the American Werewolf in London where like the transition scenes where they turn into the werewolf is like pretty gnarly. So I'm not sure if that's worth it. But I would say American Werewolf in London would be my vote.
Yeah, I'd vote there too. Just going with the classic.
I'm going to vote that because that's listed as horror comedy.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It sounds like horror comedy when you just say the title out loud.
Yeah. This is horrifying. So The Shining is the one, and the other one is Cannibal Holocaust.
What is this poster?
Horrifying. That's what this poster
They
is.
eaten. They are eaten. I vote for Cannibal Holocaust.
I feel like this one was like fucked up.
I'm going to vote for The Shining
It looks
real quick
fucked
just
up.
so I don't have to...
The director was charged with multiple counts of murders due to the rumor that several actors were killed on camera. He was
That's this movie.
He was cleared of the charges. Film was banned in Italy, Australia, and several other countries. There was actual animals killed during the movie.
It had a 5-year ban on release because it was so extreme.
Yep. Okay. I am gonna say The Shining. I think. This feels like
You sound shook.
it feels like Human Centipede. Like it's just gonna be gore and violence for gore and violence sake.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So for that reason, I'll go The Shining.
The budget was $100,000.
Hell yeah! How much were the lawyers? Jake, you're the tiebreaker.
No, I already
Oh,
voted.
you said The Shining.
Yep.
All right, good. Let the Right One In. I have seen the second one, but I've never seen the original. The second one was awesome. It's a vampire.
Let the left one in?
Yeah. And then Curse of the Demon, which I've never heard of.
No, it looks like it's from the 50s
1957.
or earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
Let the Right One In sounds terrifying based purely on the title.
It's
So
wild.
I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'm going with that too.
Oh, I want to go with that one because that one's vampires. I don't think we have
Uh-huh.
any vampire flicks.
All right, here comes the torture horror that's supposed to be really good, but I've never wanted to watch it. Audition.
Saw? Oh.
No, Audition. I like Saw. And A Quiet Place.
I've never seen Quiet Place.
It's good. It's fun.
I was going to watch it once, and a friend of mine had like torrented the movie, and then we started playing, and it had Korean subtitles. And they seem to primarily speak in sign language with subtitles.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah.
God, that's
Yeah.
right.
I didn't
Yeah,
even think
so-
about that.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
like, no, it was the only subtitles were Korean,
Yeah.
so we could not watch it.
I like my story and pitch for this movie. That's so tense. We saw it in theaters that when we like finished the movie, Taylor was like terror gripping the hand thing, and I like took her hand and like pulled it off, and as soon as the tension released, she just broke out into tears.
Oh, my God. For A Quiet Place?
Yeah.
Holy shit. She would not like Audition.
Well, it was just that it again, The Quiet Place I think is great.
Yes.
It's not like horror scary. It's just so tense the entire time. It wasn't that she was like upset. It was that it was just, her whole body was like clenched for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
I've never heard of The Audition. Based on your pitch, I don't feel super excited.
I think it's like torture porn.
Yeah, I don't go there.
Yeah. I'll go Quiet Place.
I'm going Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Okay. Next up, we have The Descent and Get Out.
Did we do Get Out?
I think we did. That's probably one of the
Yes.
other ones. Yeah. So I'll do
Get
the
Out's clearly great, but I haven't seen The Descent. And I
Same.
want to.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. Jake, you go with that?
Actually, I think I still vote for it, but because we haven't done it on the podcast, but I believe I have seen The Descent.
Nice.
Yes, I have. Okay.
Hell yeah. Did you like it?
I don't remember it enough to say.
All right, perfect. Dawn of the Dead, George A. Romero, or Return of the Living Dead.
They're back from the grave and ready to party.
Hell yeah. I'd say, George A. Romero's like the guy. I know we already knocked one of his off, but I'm going to say Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sad that we knocked the first one off.
That's all right.
Yeah, let's just move that along.
All right, The Conjuring or The Fly? The Fly is like
I'm
body
almost-
horror.
Goldblum.
I'm gonna say The
Jeff
Conjuring.
Goldblum.
I know, Jeff Goldblum.
Well, I'm voting for The Fly.
I've seen The Conjuring.
I'll leave it
I
up
really
there.
liked it, so I'll vote for The Conjuring. Because if you haven't seen it, it's one of my favorite scary movies. Jake, you're the tiebreaker. Jeff Goldblum as a Fly, or
Oh, he
I already
voted.
said
oh, you want The Fly?
no.
No, he
Oh, you want Conjuring? All right, Conjuring.
Yes.
Rip.
I have not seen The Conjuring.
It's so good. Martyrs or King Kong, the original?
On
I
principle,
don't know what
King
Martyrs
Kong's
is,
not a
but
horror
King
movie.
Kong is not a horror movie. Yeah.
French psychological horror film is Martyrs. I'm already in.
Yeah, so that sounds intriguing.
Yeah. Martyrs.
All right, Jaws
By
or
default.
Saw? I like Saw a lot. Saw sick.
I don't care about Saw, but I'm voting
I
against Jaws.
I agree. I don't care about Saw. They're cool.
Yeah. The first one's
But I'm
really
not
well
like-
done.
I'm not like, yeah. I'm not excited to see them. And they do the whole movie long. They just make you go, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
But not, they're not scary.
No.
But
Tension.
they're, yes.
Tension.
And I just realized I was gonna say I was trying to think of like gore that I actually like would say like was worth a watch. And I just realized there's no Final Destination on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or
All right.
Godzilla and King Kong, but no Final Destination. Come on.
Here's the deal. Once we get to the 4, we will be able to replace one of them with some movie that wasn't here.
I don't
something.
care so much. I'm gonna
Because I'm looking at
replace something with Final Destination, but
No. But I'm looking at the bottom half of this bracket. We're gonna need to. This is garbage.
Okay.
There's,
Hey,
there's
I want to
nothing
watch
good
the
in
French.
the,
I want to watch the French psychological.
That's
horror.
fair. All right, that's fair. All right, The Thing or Scream? I'm going The Thing.
The Thing, sadly.
What do you mean, sadly? Scream's good, but like,
Well,
The
I
Thing-
was pushing Scream just because I think it's fun.
It is fun,
But
The Thing is The Thing. You know.
yeah,
I would vote for Scream, but
You got outvoted.
yeah.
Peninsula or Open Water?
I guess we got to go Peninsula
Why?
because we replaced it just so we just. I mean, I haven't seen it.
I thought it was gonna
I'm
get
excited to see it.
deleted, regardless.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
because it's going up against The Thing next round. So like, rip.
oh no, I'd put it over The Thing.
Wow, I'm voting Open Water then for sure.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a better movie. I'm saying I'd rather
Yeah.
watch it for the
sure, I'm putting Open Water.
I'll say Peninsula.
Nate said Peninsula. All right. Next one.
I might put it over The Thing too. We'll see.
Hellraiser or Blair Witch Project?
Oh, come on.
It's tough because we're hitting movies that, like, we've all seen Blair Witch,
Yeah.
but it's almost certainly going to be better than Hellraiser. So do we vote for the one we haven't seen?
Just to say we've seen it.
Yeah, and then talk about it didn't really age well, blah, blah, you know.
Or
I don't
we're-
know if Hellraiser's not going to age well. For the record, it's
What
it's
are
pretty out
the
there.
two from the other side that we locked in?
we have Autopsy of Jane Doe and The Exorcist. So 2 different sides of the eras.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I want to make sure we get in at least a classic or two.
Yep. Well, if you vote for The Thing, we'll fucking get 2 of them.
I mean, I wish we'd pushed it The Thing than The Exorcist, but
Yeah, that's fair. I would vote for Hellraiser because I've never seen it.
yeah, I'm going there too.
All right, that's fair. I don't have to think about it.
Ooh.
In the Mouth of Madness or American Werewolf in London?
I'm gonna say American Werewolf.
Okay.
I'm going Mouth of Madness because I want Lovecraft to stay in.
I'm gonna go American Werewolf.
Fair enough.
The Shining or Let the Right One In? Ooh, that's tough. Shit.
I vote Let the Right One In. Shining's
That's
great,
what
but
I want to see that again. You know
Same.
what? If we're advancing Hellraiser because we haven't seen it,
Yeah, that's fair.
then I think I also have to say Let the Right One In because I haven't seen it.
That's very true.
I'm also voting because I don't think I have that much new to say about The Shining.
Yeah, it's
What
pretty.
are we
It's
going to say
been
about The Shining?
it's been pretty well
It's
trodden
Jack
over.
Nicholson.
He's great.
Yeah.
Movie's great.
Nicholson.
Kubrick's a
Overrated.
dick. Stephen King
It's-
hated the movie.
You know what? It's got some boring parts too. Let's be clear.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
little overlong. The Shining's
Yeah.
a little overlong.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of just staring at stuff. The Descent or A Quiet Place.
Easy choice for me. I haven't. Well, I guess not. I'll say Quiet Place. Because I've been wanting to see that, and I keep like forgetting about it. So
Man, I would rewatch it. Is The Descent decent?
Good.
Yeah. I would have said I assumed it was because it was on this list, but I've lost faith in this list as time has gone on.
I know.
what, you don't like King Kong?
Partly, yeah. It's partly why I'm upset. A strange. Ooh. They're ultimately pursued by a strange breed of predators. What does that mean?
I will go with The Descent to make Nate have to pick.
Excellent choice.
I'll go with The Descent.
Oh, all right. Next up, The Conjuring or Dawn of the Dead? Conjuring.
Dawn of the Dead.
I'm always gonna pick Supernatural over zombies.
Fuck yeah.
Ugh.
Saw or Martyrs? I pick Saw.
I vote Martyrs. Ben thought this whole bottom half was a waste.
It is. It
I
still
actually
is.
want to see Martyrs. So,
And
So
Let the
bring
Right
it.
One In's up here too. That stuff.
oh yeah, I think that's gonna win
And Conjuring.
for me at least. Conjuring, it's
I'm
fine.
gonna say Martyrs.
Tired of franchise bullshit.
The Thing or Peninsula? All right, Nate, tired of franchise bullshit. Which one are you picking?
Okay,
It's not a
Peninsula isn't
franchise.
franchise. That's two things.
I'm voting for the Peninsula. Fuck you, Ben.
The Thing, 100%. Never seen it. I've heard it's awesome.
Let me see.
I have seen it, and it's one of the best holding up. That doesn't mean it's great.
One of the best. Hear that, Jake? Plus, Jake, you've seen Peninsula. Yeah, we get it.
I have, but I think you both should
We
see it
get
too.
it. Fuck you, Ben.
Here's why I'm voting for Peninsula.
Wow. Because you hate me?
Cause and effect.
Damn. All right, I'm in again. Hold on one second. I want to see if I can change your
gonna say-
mind.
My strongest vote for The Thing is that the ending is open ended, so we can argue about it.
Okay, we're going Peninsula. Upset of the century. Hellraiser or American Werewolf in London?
I vote Hellraiser.
I want to keep the faith in American Werewolf.
I am too. I'm going American Werewolf.
I feel like I didn't realize how much you guys had invested in this one in particular. I thought we were just like, whatever.
I think it'll be cool. I don't know. We don't really see a lot of
I'm not saying
werewolf
it won't
movies.
be cool. I'm just saying I feel like I have a strong pitch for what Hellraiser is, and I don't for American Werewolf.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's why I'm moving forward American Werewolf and all these votes. I think it's also good for these four to showcase some variety. And I think this is good for throwing that in the mix.
That's fair. Good point.
Fair enough.
Let the Right One In or The Descent?
Damn it.
I'm voting Let the Right One In.
Same.
Okay, that's where I was leaning anyways.
Good. Next up, The Conjuring or Martyrs? Conjuring. Nate's going Martyrs.
Here I vote Martyrs. Yeah,
Jake,
it's
you're
all
up.
Jake. I have to look at that main actor's fucking
Who?
face. I can't even I can't remember his main actor in The Conjuring.
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the emotion on his face is. This is my impression of the face.
You just sold me so
Fucking-
hard on The Conjuring.
Fucking hate it. Oh god damn it.
Actually, we're doing The Conjuring?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys suck.
This is for making it into our list.
Oh, What now, Jake? You can make a hard decision yourself.
Peninsula or An American Werewolf in London? I'm going American
get.
Werewolf.
I'm going Peninsula.
Jake?
Out of stubbornness, mostly.
Will you destroy your Peninsula dreams or make everyone's werewolf dreams come true? Those are the same option. I just realized.
I think Peninsula.
I thought you were being clever.
I think Peninsula is good enough that I want it to be part of this.
Wow. Okay. Peninsula is now part of our.
I'm
Or is
about
it
to
so
just-
good that we would have done it either way.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna say like maybe I'm just totally,
I feel
like
bad.
rose glasses looking back on this, gonna be like, yeah, that was fine.
I feel bad that I allowed this swap to happen because it caused the Thing to get knocked out. It caused American Werewolf to get knocked out. If I could go back in time, I would not swap Busan for Peninsula.
That would have been the finals,
Yeah.
and I would have voted for Werewolf.
I would vote for the Thing.
I would have voted for the Thing and made fun of you.
Hell yeah. All right, the next one. The Conjuring or Let the Right One In?
Let the right one in. Let this farce end.
What's wrong with The Conjuring?
Conjuring is fine.
It is one of my favorite horror movies. It is that good.
Ugh.
Hold on. So we have a zombies.
Yep. We have an
We
Exorcist.
have a demon.
Yep.
What's the?
Autopsy of Jane Doe.
I'm pretty sure Autopsy is the ghosts.
Yep. I feel like Let the Right One has to be it.
Vampires.
I feel like I'd rather see The
The
Conjuring, but I'm gonna vote for Let the Right One In, so we have a mix.
Okay.
Even though I think I'd like The Conjuring better.
All right. Well done. So our four, as of right now, are Autopsy of Jane Doe, The Exorcist, The Peninsula, and Let the Right One In. Now, do you two have a movie that you would like to sub in for any of these? Off the top of your head.
I mean, the only one I want to replace is The Exorcist, so...
I definitely wouldn't
We're in
want to
pretty
replace
good
that. Yeah. I would want to replace, not because of what it beat out, but I think Peninsula is the one I would want to replace. But I don't know with what. I don't have like strong enough stance.
Oh,
on
we didn't pick it. Never
what I
mind.
would put in.
It's going to be bitter. It's going to be bitter, Jake can say, just get ready for an hour of this. I got so tired of looking at his face.
It made an impression.
Yeah.
Every couple years, another one of these movies comes out, and I walk down the movie, and he's just like, fucking hate it. It keeps happening, dude. It's not mysterious anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I think I'm
good.
I think I'm happy with my list. I think we had to drop a lot of good ones along the way.
True.
Oh, wait. What's that fucking movie?
Yep.
It's the movie where everyone dies on a cruise ship.
Yep. The Menu? No.
13
Triangle of
Ghosts.
Sadness. Oh yeah, with
13
Monk.
Ghosts. Yeah. I really want like Autopsy, but I would pitch that as my ultimate ghost movie to replace Autopsy. Just putting it out there. 13 Ghosts is...
I'm good. But if Jake wants to, it will happen.
I want to see the Autopsy more. I've heard
it's
very good things about it and still haven't seen it.
Yep.
Very fair.
Okay. So there's our four. Look forward to seeing it in October. We'll do 2 episodes. One with Autopsy and Exorcist probably. One with Peninsula and Let the Right One In. Because those 2 are both foreign films. And the other 2 are not.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to sneeze again. Dear God.
I realize I'm like looking at the Rotten Tomato scores of all these.
Yeah.
And I just watched like a video essay today about how Rotten Tomatoes is trash.
Oh, yeah. It's all bullshit.
Should be destroyed.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Before we get going, I just want to thank you for listening to our episode today. I hope you had fun. I know we did. I'd like to thank my guests for joining us, Nate and Jake. If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you're watching us, hi, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@RumbleCinema. I'm not showing your faces, but do it again. Hey. And you can find our shorts at TikTok, @RumbleCinema. We're going to go through our...
You're doing the editing. You could have edited it in, but you just said you're not going to.
No, I like cut the scene, so I can't even see you two. Like
in real time, you're doing
I'm real time switching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nate, what do you have to recommend to the people?
I feel like you could have made it work.
Absolutely not.
So I am recommending, and I want to clarify, I'm not a true fan because I haven't read the manga or watched the animated series.
Oh boy.
But the Netflix live adaptation of One Piece is starting really strong. We're a couple episodes in and I'm loving it. I did look, it's pretty well reviewed among the actual fan base as well. But yeah, I'm really loving it. Like I was like the last one, Cowboy Bebop sucked.
Yeah.
Also not having watched the animated, but I was like, this is definitely not what it's supposed to be. But like One Piece feels really good.
Nice.
And yeah, we're really liking it.
That's great.
So that's on Netflix. Give it love.
Hell yeah. One Piece.
So that was going to be my recommendation too.
Nice.
Good.
I have nothing but praise to offer. It is widely regarded as the first live action anime adaptation that's good. I knew it was gonna be really good because I like One Piece. I've seen all of the anime, which is 900 episodes, I think, right now.
Holy cow.
It's the longest running manga, like, ever, and it's still going.
Dang.
And
It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, seriously. And so huge fan base. I'm not like a One Piece super nerd, but the One Piece super nerds that I know were like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like,
That's
holy
huge.
shit.
Damn.
It's going to be amazing.
High praise.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Taylor told me about this. I hadn't seen it. Like she saw like something on Netflix, not knowing what it was. And I was like, I'm going to look on the reviews. And if people aren't like, this is the worst thing in existence, we're going to watch it.
Yeah.
Like that was my only criteria.
Yep.
And yeah, it's I'm like watching it again.
Wow.
It's really good, and I'm pumped for. They're ready to go for season 2 as soon as the strike ends.
Damn.
So
Pay everybody.
yeah, get on that. Do the right thing.
Pay him up. That's sick.
In lieu of that, I have a backup recommendation. I am finally almost done with Better Call Saul.
Woo! Boy.
I got a few episodes left. Really good, really good. It has some weaker arcs, I feel like, but overall quite strong. Definitely in the same vein as Breaking Bad, even if it's not quite as, doesn't have quite the depth.
No.
And I think it's hard to give it the same depth because it's a prequel. You know, how much suspense can there be when you sort of know where things end up?
Yeah. The final season.
Yeah, they got a lot out of it.
For
Yeah, it was
Better
really
Call
good.
Saul. Yeah. They did a good job with that.
I heard a little piece of related news. I heard that Juan Carlo Esposito might be being cast by James Gunn as something in the new DC reboot.
Yeah.
And it's like unclear. It's just like one of those like there have been rumors that there were meetings about something possibly happening.
Lex Luthor.
And so that spawns videos of like, oh, he'd be a great Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
That's it.
Down.
Yeah, I just want to see him in a movie. I believe the one I saw, it's a little sad because everyone's casting him as like Lex Luthor or Brainiac or something, and he was quoted as saying he doesn't want to be a villain because he's typecast as a villain.
But he's so good as a villain.
Yeah,
He's so good at it though.
he just because he has gravitas with everything,
Yeah,
and that's, you either need to be playing a villain or like a great leader.
He'd be a good Alfred.
or a mentor. Yeah,
Alfred.
I mean,
he would be a good Alfred, but I don't want to see him cast as Alfred.
He's no Luis Guzman, but I think you pull off a good Alfred. You gotta listen to every episode to get that joke.
You watched The Count of Monte Cristo.
I have. It was incredible. I am like pissed I haven't seen it earlier in my life. It's really good.
Yeah, I stand by that. It's without even thinking about it, it's in my top 10 films of all time.
What? Yeah, I can see that. It's really good.
I don't. Would it make top 5? Then I have to start thinking about it. But it's up in the top 10, that's for sure. And I think it shows his chops.
It does. Next episode, one of the next episodes, we're gonna do the bracket like I've been talking about, where we each give our top 16, 8, however many movies, and then the other two have to do the bracket for which one makes it to the end. So like I can't touch mine, Nate can't touch his, Jay can't touch his.
The problem with that is there's going to be a bunch of two-way votes.
Oh yeah.
And so the best brackets are a power of 2.
Mm-hmm.
The worst brackets are 3 times a power of 2.
Oh, the fourth one will just be like filler. I'll do like
Best
the top
movies of all time.
Yeah, I'll do like the top 250 IMDb, just the top 16, and see what makes it. Yeah, that's a good point though. Yeah.
There will be a lot of splits and possibly repeats.
Oh yeah,
that's
there's gonna
also
be repeats.
not what I thought you were gonna say.
We're all gonna have In Bruges number 1, obviously. Yeah.
I think you better make it 16 if you want In Bruges to make it into mine.
Oh, I'll make it
I don't
16.
think it's in my top 8.
I'll make it 16.
I don't know if it's in my top 8.
Don't you worry, buddy. It's 16.
I'm gonna put a spin off and not put it in my top 16.
That's one where we should have a guest person.
Abby.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because then we get a good number of movies, and then every vote is 3 people voting.
And we'll have Abby do her top 16 also.
Yeah.
Or Taylor or Jake, if you want to bring somebody, we'll get somebody in here. Yeah.
No, I think Abby's a good pick.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Wait,
you guys just gonna shit on Jaws because she'll have Jaws number 1, Jurassic Park number 2.
I will publicly shit on Jaws.
Pitch the movies and then bring in 3 other people to vote, and we have no say. We could just bitch the whole time.
Oh my god!
No, that's content.
I mean, yeah, because then you have no horse in the race. You cannot influence what's going to the final bracket at all.
Or
you can just be pissed.
We each bring a person, but we don't tell them whose bracket they're going to be looking at, and they pick one person's whole side. So like, Taylor picks all of mine. Abby picks all of Jake's. Whoever Jake brings picks all of
It has to go
Nate's.
movie by movie because it'd be too easy to pick out who's.
Yeah,
whose
you're
list
gonna
of
know
16 is whose.
who's immediately.
What? Just because In Bruges is up against some Korean movie? Yeah, okay, Nate, whatever. Yeah, I like the idea of a 4th person though. That's really good. That's a good shout.
Iron Man 2. Who put this here?
Just Iron Man 2 10 times. It's Nate. My recommendation
Can't
is...
wait to break these stereotypes that have been foisted upon me.
Like they broke Rhodey.
That was beautiful. And I kind of just want to end right there, but I have a recommendation. So I'm going to recommend this movie Abby had me watch last night that was really good. It's on Netflix. It's called Basic. It is a movie from the 2000s starring John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. John Travolta is an ex-Army guy, now DEA investigator, who gets called in because a bunch of people got killed on a training mission in the Army. And you see a couple different people's perspectives of what happened, and then you figure out along with John Travolta. And then I'd say like the last 30 minutes, I thought I knew what was happening 3 different times, and I was wrong. And that was really fun. Hour 40.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes. It's paced really well. Action's cool. It's really well done. The only thing I didn't like was the main actress's accent was horrible. But if you can get over that, it's a really solid movie. It's called Basic, out on Netflix right now. Enjoy it. Just like those recommendations, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rum and Cinema. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.